Hi, it's Grandmama Doris. This little story is about Solomon and Jeroboam. Solomon was building his palace for 13 years before he finished it. He also built the throne hall where he judged people. This room was a hall of judgment, and it was covered with cedar from floor to ceiling. His palace where he lived, in another court further in from the hall of judgment, was of the same workmanship. He made a palace also, similar to the hall, for Pharaoh's daughter, whom he married. All of these buildings were made of very costly stones. Solomon also gathered together chariots and horsemen. He had 1,400 chariots and 12,000 horsemen that he placed in chariot cities and with him at Jerusalem. And Solomon had 12 officers over all of Israel who provided food for him and his household. Each man had to provide food for 1 year out of the month. When the queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon, she came to test him with puzzling questions. So she came to Jerusalem with a very large number of servants, with camels that carried spices and a great amount of gold and precious stones. As soon as she came to Solomon, she told him all that was on her mind, and Solomon answered all of her questions. Nothing was too difficult for him to answer. When the queen had seen all of the wisdom of Solomon, the palace, all that he had built, the food on the table, the housing for his officers, the way his waiters served him and their clothing, his cupbearers, the amount of burnt offerings which he offered at the temple of God, she was greatly surprised. And she said to Solomon, "What I heard in my own land of your acts and of your wisdom was true, but I did not believe the words until I came and I saw with my own eyes. But as it is, the half was not told to me. Your wisdom and your prosperity are even greater than what was reported to me." Solomon loved women. He married many foreign wives. He had 700 wives. When Solomon was older, his wives influenced him to worship other gods, and he was not loyal to his God. He built temples for his wives in foreign places and burnt incense and offered sacrifices for their gods. Then God raised up as a foe against him, the son of Eliada, who had fled from his master, the king of Zobah. He gathered men all about and became a commander of a robber band, and he went to Damascus and lived and reigned there. He was a foe to Israel for as long as Solomon lived. Jeroboam, he was the son of Nebat. He was a man of very great ability. When Solomon saw that this young man, he was very industrious, he placed him over the men of the tribe of Joseph, who were working for the ruler. Once, when Jeroboam went away to Jerusalem, the prophet of Ahijah met him on the way, and he took him aside. Now he had put on a new garment, and while the two were alone in the field, Ahijah took hold of the garment and that he had on, and he tore it into 12 pieces. Then he said to Jeroboam, "Take yourself 10 pieces. For God, the God of Israel, declares, I will tear the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to you, but he shall have only 1 tribe." So Jeroboam also rebelled against Solomon. Solomon therefore wanted to kill Jeroboam, but Jeroboam arose and he fled to Egypt, and he was in Egypt until the death of Solomon. Thank you so much.